Will movies go through the same retro age like music? Is classic films making a comeback? We'll find out after the break. We're going through a retro age right now. According to Digital Music News, vinyl records are actually doing good with a growth of 19.2%, while music downloads are nearing extinction. That got us to wonder, will the same thing happen to movies?
For a while longer, because people still want to own the actual product, just like you mentioned vinyl. People like having the record in their hands and playing it on a record player. There's something very organic about that. And the same goes for motion pictures. I think that owning the actual DVD, people want some kind of record or reference to something. I think that downloads are great. Music is different. Music is, portable, it's downloadable. Motion pictures, the quality, streaming's great. The streaming quality is really great. But what if that goes out or they lose the service? They want to have some archival hard copy, and that's what the great thing about DVDs and records, vinyl records are, and even CDs for that effect.
Professor Robert Campolo is not only a film professor at Cerritos College, but also have been in the film industry for many years. He told us that he is glad that we are going through a retro time, that we start to appreciate the things from the past.
I think a lot of young people are curious about older films, even films from the 1970s, like for instance a film like Logan's Run, which is a science fiction film. They said they were going to remake it. I think they're seeing these older films like Hitchcock's The Birds, even A Star is Born, which is a remake, of course, but it's told in a modern day setting. So I think it's actually nice to see this trend of nostalgic films coming back. I think that a lot of younger audiences look at these films as new, although older audiences know these films to be remakes. So now two different types of audiences are actually benefiting from this nostalgia wave. And I think movie theaters are also going to bring back the special screenings, which I think audiences love as well too. And whatever is old is now new again. And I think that's happening with motion pictures now too.
Do you think it's important for people in this generation to know about movies from back then?
Yes, very much so, especially potential filmmakers who are knowing what they did, how they did these stories, what they went through to make these stories, like Gone with the Wind, how long it took to make that. So I think it's extremely important for students especially, and people in general, to know the history of film and media, and then how we got the way we are today. Just like in art, we like to see what others did before our generations, hundreds of years ago, even thousands of years ago. So it's very important still.
Over the years, many theaters have been doing lots of upgrading in order to keep their audiences. On the other hand, many old theaters are still able to survive just by showing old movies.
A lot of loyal audiences that like to see older style films, and they love these single screen theaters because we're in a multiplex theater world today, let's face it, right? It's been that way since the early 70s. So they love to go to the art theater in downtown Long Beach and go see a single screen movie like the Rocky Horror Picture Show on a Saturday, Friday night. The Bay Theater's coming back, the Fullerton downtown, the Warner Grand Theater in San Pedro. It's almost like an attraction in a way. It's almost like a classic tourist attraction, and it's a special event to see an older movie. Today's movies they look so much alike that audiences like to see something unique from the past. They made more unique films from the 1930s onwards. And today we've got a lot of superhero films. So I think they're thriving because people like nostalgia. I think that nostalgia in general is having a comeback, especially in motion pictures.
Today, many classic films are not only being played in old theaters, but also modern ones like AMC and Hawkins. AMC is doing Classic Movie Anniversary, while Hawkins is doing Tuesday Night Classic.
I think they're doing it just to bring back more audiences, and also classic audiences. They're trying to get two audiences: the older audiences who remember these films from the 1960s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and then the contemporary audiences who it's all new to them. I love the AMC Tuesday nights, and I like the Harkins. They had Planet of the Apes there in August for $5 on the big screen. So it's fun to see these films on the big screen again, and very important, I think, for today's audiences.